Dubai has produced some of the most astounding buildings in the world, and even some of the tallest too. So it's of no surprise that they've always got something in the pipeline to make the rest of the world go wow. From a retail island to a city inspired by Aladdin and Sinbad the Sailor, here are 15 of the most amazing mega projects in Dubai. Number 15. Jumeirah Garden City. It has been shown in studies that living close to nature can have a positive impact on your health and well-being. Dubai obviously got the memo about this, for they started working on a project called the Jumeirah Garden City. And just wow, way to pull one out of the bag, Dubai. The 14 million square meter development consisted of 12 districts that would eventually become home to 250,000 people. All areas will be linked to each other and Dubai by a canal, public transport, light rail, and walkways. It would also be built off the coastline, and by making use of existing landmass. There's something truly special about this garden city. It is very green. It makes use of renewable energies, 90% wastewater reuse, 60% building waste recycling, and 40% improvement in water efficiency. Basically, this new garden city would become a flagship for sustainable projects in the future. If any country wants to make changes to air and water pollution or to conserve natural resources, then they need to take a leaf out of Dubai's book. Before we go on, like this video, smash the subscribe button, and click the notification bell right now, or Slenderman will come from under your bed while you're sleeping. Number 14. Dubai's Museum of the Future. As we all know, Dubai loves to push the boundaries. If someone says something can't be done, they'll give it a go and prove everyone wrong. Dubai's Museum of the Future is pretty much proof of this. It's thought to be one of the most challenging construction projects that anyone has ever attempted, and that's no exaggeration. It consists of 2,400 intersecting steel pieces, all of which needed to be produced to exacting measurements with the help of software. The hoop design was as futuristic as a building gets, but the results are incredible. Once it's entirely finished, which is expected in late 2020, this Museum of the Future will be one of the most incredibly advanced pieces of architecture, and green too. It would have gray water recycling, regenerative drive lifts, and power from photovoltaic solar arrays off-site. Visitors to the museum could also charge their electric vehicles, but parking spaces would be limited to encourage public transport use. Even the museum offerings will be something extraordinary. Typical museums capture the past, but this one looks to the future. Everything from global warming and ecosystems to outer space and healthcare will feature in this museum. Number 13. Mall of the World. Malls are pretty big places to visit. They incorporate several stores, parking, and sometimes even hotels. But if there's one thing for sure, none are gonna be as big as the Mall of the World in Dubai. While there are no estimated time frames for when this mall is likely to be finished, it's supposed to be the largest shopping center in the world. It would span over 48 million square feet and would be located in the Mohammed bin Rashid city in the United Arab Emirates. The original plan showed 8 million square feet of shopping space, a theme park with a dome for use in winter, theaters, a golf course, a wellness district, 33 roads, tourist areas, and around 20,000 hotel rooms. The goal would be to have it receive about 180 million visitors every year. Something of that size takes time, so you won't be able to visit the mall just yet. The first mention of it was in 2012, and updates stopped in 2016. According to announcements, it would be built in 2 phases at the cost of about $21 billion. Number 12. Dubai's Blue Waters Island. When you run out of building space in your country, what do? You make a new island, of course. And lo and behold, that is exactly what Dubai did. Blue Waters Island is a man-made island accessible by road, pedestrian bridge, and water transport. The 1,600-foot artificial island near the Dubai Marina is anything but ordinary, too. It's a resort island of mammoth proportions that will surely shoot to the top of any tourist's travel list. There are over 130 shops, shopping centers, fine dining restaurants, cafes, a fitness center, and a health spa. It even became home to Gordon Ramsay's Hell's Kitchen. But if you fall in love with Blue Waters Island while you're visiting, then why not stay? Alongside hotel accommodation, the island also has 698 apartments, 4 penthouses, and 17 townhouses. You can then make regular trips to the mainland with no problem at all, as there are 2,000 parking bays to make use of too. For leisure or work, Blue Waters Island off the Jumeirah Beach Residence coastline is an astounding attraction. Who would have thought you could build more land? Number 11. Dubai Harbor. To the right of Dubai Marina and Palm Jumeirah sits a new addition to Dubai that you may not have noticed before. Because after all, there's always so much going on in Dubai that if you blink, you miss a skyscraper being built. The Dubai Harbor, which is gonna be ready to explore by October of this year, is proof of just how creative the people of Dubai are. When plans for the harbor were first unveiled, it was going to cater to the largest yachting community in the Middle East. How, you ask? Well, by having a whopping 1,100 marina berths for yachts. The harbor will be positioned on the water and beach in front of Al Safu and will be open just in time for the Expo 2020. Already, designers and builders are boasting about the incredible features this harbor will have. It will have the most advanced cruise terminal, and it will be the biggest marina in the region. If you have a yacht up to 160 meters, it will fit in this harbor too. Not only are boats going to be taken care of here, but the crew as well. There will be a crew facility with a restaurant, satellite marina office, gym, and lounge. Doesn't get fancier than that. Number 10. Aladdin City. The buildings in Dubai already seem like they're not real. They're normally taller than any others in the world, more advanced, greener, cleaner, newer, the list goes on. So to see them take it one step further with a unique style of building altogether, well, it's not all that surprising. Aladdin City is thought to have been inspired by Aladdin and Sinbad the Sailor, which are 11th century fables. The initial plans put together in 2014 showed 3 golden towers which were spookily similar to large genie lamps. These would be connected with air-conditioned bridges shaped like lizards and dragons, because why not? If that wasn't enough, the city would incorporate restaurants, housing hotels, and several commercial outlets. The entire project was expected to cost around $500 million US, and it looked like it was worth every penny. The 3 towers would be constructed on built-up land of about 110,000 square meters, and the highest one would have 34 floors. They would also have 900 parking spaces and 2 underground parking blocks. If this doesn't prove that Dubai doesn't do anything by halves, then nothing will. Number 9. Meydan 1. There are 2 words no one will ever say when they visit the Meydan 1 mall set to open in Dubai this year. I'm bored. Because you definitely won't be. With literally something for everyone, it is the perfect way to spend a day or even a week. The Meydan 1 Mall was the brainchild of Meydan, a developer based in Dubai. It's gonna span nearly 1.5 million square meters and will have everything you could ever think of all in one place. Wanna go skiing? Sure, there's an indoor ski slope over half a mile long. What about go-karting? Yup, a 4,000 square meter electric go-kart track ticks all the boxes. Any keen swimmers will be catered to as well, with Crystal Lagoon Water Park and 1,640 square feet of beaches available too. There's only one word to describe Meydan 1, and it's incredible. There's a 1,246-foot dancing fountain, 580 retail outlets, and a civic plaza with room for 30,000 people. The best part is, this mall in Mohammed bin Rashid City will be open just in time for the country's first expo. Number 8. Dubai Creek Tower. Dubai works hard to put itself on the map, and they have well and truly done that with the Dubai Creek Tower. This hyper-tall tower was first announced in 2016, and it was set to be complete this year. The plan was for it to be the world's tallest tower and the tallest human-made structure. The tower is in the waterfront area in the vicinity of Dubai Creek, near the Ras Al Khaimah National Wildlife Sanctuary. The plan was for it to be 3 times larger than downtown Dubai, covering around 2.34 square miles. Up until the Dubai Creek Tower's completion, the exact height was kept a secret. This was so no other competitive projects could make their building higher to nab the title. But what was mentioned was that it would stand at between 3,044 feet and 4,593 feet, which is, of course, enormous. In saying that, the tower would not get the title anyway. Any tall building needs to be 50% habitable, but only 30% of the tower is. It would be supported by cables on anchors on both sides and would be several feet higher than Burj Khalifa, which used to have the title of one of the world's largest towers. Number 7. Marsa Al Arab. Dubai has a pretty impressive tourist sector, and that's not by accident. If you create something that's worth visiting, then visitors will come. That's likely to be right in the case of the Marsa Al Arab project by Dubai Holding. The project, which would support Expo 2020, would incorporate 2 new islands on either side of the Burj Al Arab Hotel. It would also span about 4 million square feet. The goal of the project was to support tourism and create job opportunities, and this project would definitely do both. There would be luxury villas, a private marina, a beach, hotels, theaters, a business district, retail space, and more. The current Wild Wadi water park would even be moved to assist with tourist numbers. One of the islands would focus on family friendliness, making it an ideal destination for mom, dad, and the kids. The other island would have luxury villas and a marina, making it more of a hot spot for the elite business people of the world. Once it's finished, Marsa Al Arab is gonna be a must-visit tourist destination, as if the rest of Dubai wasn't already worth visiting. Number 6. Dubai Frame. If you wanted to see the past and present in a city, you'd typically have to visit a museum or look in a history book. But Dubai does things a little differently. They incorporate the old and new parts of their city with a unique structure called the Dubai Frame. As the name suggests, it's a giant frame that acts as a metaphorical bridge that connects Dubai's past with its present. From the north, you'll catch a glimpse of the old, historic neighborhoods of the city. But when you look south, all you see is glitz, glamour, and skyscrapers that offer a more futuristic appeal. The style of the frame is impressive, but the construction process is as well. It features reinforced concrete with aluminum, steel, and glass. And it's not all for show. It acts as an observation tower with bird's eye views from 493 feet in the air. If you've been looking for the perfect place to take your date that screams romance, the Dubai Frame is it. After all, nothing spells romance like panoramic vistas of a sprawling city. Number 5. Al Maktoum International Airport. Airports can be frustratingly large. It's always when you're late for your flight do you find that your gate is at the opposite end of the terminal, or worse, in another building. Still, there's something quite amazing about large airports. They have a certain authority and glamour about them. Well, at least the Al Maktoum International Airport in Dubai does. This airport was built south of the city in a fast-growing area of what has been dubbed the New Dubai. The airport is so large that it's basically a city on its own. It has also become one of the largest, if not the largest, global gateway. Every year, 160 million passengers will make their way through it. Cargo operations for the airport were underway in the new airport in 2010, but the passenger terminals opened 3 years later. Around 12 million tons of cargo is moved through it every year, and it consists of 6 clustered zones. These zones are so large that they have city in their names, such as Residential City, Commercial City, Golf City, and Aviation City. Number 4. Pearl of Dubai. This year, swimmers and snorkelers will be rejoicing, for Pearl of Dubai will finally be finished. What is Pearl of Dubai, you ask? Well, it's easier to ask what it isn't. Created by Reef Worlds, it is a 5-acre dive and snorkel lost world off Dubai's coast. If you've ever dreamed about snorkeling through a lost world, then this is as close as you're gonna get. There are artificial reef sculptures, a main temple which acts as a training area for divers, and cast iron bronze elements. There's even a snorkel reef with artificial reef habitat. Doesn't get much more real than this. What's also quite special about Pearl of Dubai is how the artificial reef has 2 purposes. It's for tourists who want to go diving, but also for marine life. Coral reefs, which are in decline, can act as a home for marine life and as a food resource. Get up close and personal with marine creatures and dive into the dark depths of the ocean in what looks like a genuine abandoned city. This underwater theme park is out of this world. Number 3. Taj Arabia. Everyone has heard of the Taj Mahal, which is a marble mausoleum in the Indian city of Agra built in 1632. But what about the Taj Arabia? It sounds like some long-forgotten ancient structure, but it's anything but. It's a new project in Dubai that gets its inspiration from the Taj Mahal. When you see the building, you immediately think of kings, royalty, and grandeur. The building is positioned on land that is built up by 250,000 square meters. It's not only a standout tourist attraction, but a functional space for people to use. It has freehold 2- and 3-bedroom apartments, sky palaces, and function areas for hire. You can hold celebrations, dine in style, and soak up the astounding surroundings that scream relaxation. You also don't have to walk too far before coming face to face with lush greenery, water fountains, and cascading streams. Such is its beauty that it has even featured in the Great Indian Wedding Book and was once listed as one of the 10 most incredible future projects in Dubai. Every bit as regal as you would expect, the Taj Arabia is definitely one of the most amazing projects in Dubai. Number 2. The Palm Islands. We'll give you 2 guesses why the Palm Islands are given the name of the Palm Islands, and you're bound to get the right answer straight away. They are in the shape of a palm tree. The Palm Islands consist of 3 human-made islands on the coast of Dubai. There's the Palm Jebel Ali, Deira Islands, and Palm Jumeirah. These 3 islands are considered one of the most ambitious engineering projects yet. As of 2019, only Palm Jumeirah has been finished, and it has a palm tree shape topped with a crescent. It's over 3 miles long into the Arabian Gulf. The other 2 islands may never be complete due to the 2008 financial crisis. Now, obviously, islands don't just end up in the shape of a palm tree naturally. They are most certainly human-made. Millions of tons of blasted rock were sourced from the Hajar Mountains to form the islands. Hundreds of millions of cubic tons of sand were also taken from the sea floor to form the archipelagos. Now for the exciting part. Palm Jumeirah took 6 years to complete at a cost of about $12 billion. It's now home to 1,500 beachfront mansions, 6,000 apartments, resorts, pools, restaurants, water theme parks, and more. Number 1. Dubai Miracle Garden. Looking at Dubai Miracle Garden, you definitely know they got the name right. It's hard to believe this place exists, almost like a miracle. The Dubai Miracle Garden is classed as the world's biggest natural flower garden. It is 72,000 square meters and is packed to the brim with colorful flower displays, famous buildings, and structures. There are heart-shaped pathways, floral castles, even full-sized houses. Visit at night and you'll be able to appreciate the illuminated nightscapes. The Dubai Miracle Garden is also home to the Guinness World Record-breaking floral rendition of a super jumbo Airbus A380 plane. Emirates Airlines teamed up with the garden workers to cover it in over 500,000 living plants and flowers. But that's not all. Your visit to this garden will allow you to see 16,000 butterflies in 9 domes, which is sure to dazzle the butterfly lovers in your family. But you don't even need to be a garden lover to stop by, because there's so much to see and do. Even if the majority is of a flower theme, you're bound to be astounded by what you see. You could easily spend a full day navigating the vast site with your friends and family. Don't some of these structures just put those in your home city to shame? Dubai is always about pushing limits, but these are next level. Can you recall any amazing buildings or projects similar to those in Dubai? Also, check out our other cool stuff showing up on screen right now. See you next time!